Hello, everybody. Today, I wanted to talk about this book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And everyone watching this that's coming from my music content, which is probably like 95% of you, just hold on a second. I know a lot of people hear books and think, no, I'm not reading that. Even I don't necessarily enjoy books until I was put onto this book and read it. And I genuinely think it's something that everyone should read in their life. It's life-changing, and if you want to be an abundant person, you have high goals, you want to be successful, you're really chasing a dream in life, I think this is something that you must read. And on this channel, I've been really wanting to start implementing this content about your mindset and lifestyle success type of stuff like that, and really just teach the power of your mind. This book is a very good representation of learning how powerful your brain is. Your brain is the most powerful asset that you are given in this world aside of time. But breaking down this book, Outwitting the Devil, I wanted to talk about the most important things that I got out of this book and what it really teaches. It is set up as an interview with the devil where Napoleon Hill has, which I watched the book online. So it was about a 3-hour interview with the devil where he's talking about how people are led to failure in life, how people end up successful, what habits lead to a person's downfall. If I had to describe this entire book in just one sentence, it would be don't be a drifter. This term drifter is used throughout this entire book, and a drifter is someone who is it's the state of living without a definite purpose. That is the straightforward definition that we got from the devil in the book, but drifters allow habits, emotions, fears, and outside influences to control their decisions instead of conscious thought and self-direction. This book highly stresses that the #1 biggest reason why people fail in life and feel stuck is because they lack purpose and that they are a drifter. So a drifter, basically someone that's just living life on autopilot, just letting everything happen around them without a clear, definite purpose or a clear, definite goal. And obviously, yeah, that is very powerful. And this book talks a lot about the power of purpose and how important it is to have a purpose in your life and like an end destination, because purpose gives direction. It makes you choose control of your life instead of just being controlled by your fear or any outside influences. It's basically setting the stone for your life. What do you want for yourself, not the other people around you? This book goes really deep into the concept of drifting, so I'm just scratching the surface level. If you want to learn all about it, again, you got to listen to this book, but it talks about this formula that ensures against drifting, where the devil gives you 10 things that would prevent you from drifting. Well, talks about 10 reasons people do fall into drifting and kind of switches it around to give you a formula on how to ensure against drifting, and gives you reasons like do your own thinking on all occasions, decide definitely what you want from life, etc., etc. There is a lot to this formula and there is just a lot of words to it. So if you really wanted to learn all about it, again, I really, really highly recommend this book to everyone watching this video. But the second subject in this book that is highly emphasized is recognizing the 6 fears that hold people back and overcoming them, which is fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and fear of death. And that's something that everyone in their lives has feared about at one point. And this goes hand in hand with drifting, because fear is the #1 main tool that leads people to drifting instead of living intentionally. But in my aspect, my personal life, I think fear of criticism was a big one that I had to overcome. Obviously, doing music content on my other channel, and even some videos that I put out, I still do get a little nervous, especially sometimes I'll put a video out and be like, maybe that's a little bit over the top. And I'll be honest, putting this video out is even, it's a little nerve-wracking because I've never posted a video like this. I've wanted to do stuff like this for so long, but I've never taken the step, and I think it's finally time that I get over that. But one of the biggest things that you have to learn to do in life is live uncomfortable. You got to do things that are going to make you uncomfortable or make you scared, make you have fear, because that is where growth lives. So if you're living in fear, you're going to be bound to drift in this book, and you're going to be bound to have setbacks in life and not see any progress. It's something that everyone definitely does need to face. You have to face your fears. But for the third subject that this book talks about, it is developing self-discipline and self-control. And that's for sure something that I'm pretty sure a lot more people are aware of, that discipline is the real power, not just temporary motivation. But this book dives deep into it and shows how important it is. When you have self-discipline for your goals, it keeps you on track, even when you have adversity, when you have distractions around you. It's basically the foundation of building strong habits and staying focused on your long-term goals. The fourth main subject is learning from adversity, turning failures into lessons. Another thing that a lot of people are aware of, but this book just dives really deep into it and kind of gives you another perspective on it. People tell you it all the time in your life, but it is a very true statement that every setback or every failure contains a lesson, and you have to be willing to analyze what that lesson is instead of just letting life set you back and not trying to learn from it. That is an opportunity to learn. And I think this is so powerful also because it's going to happen in everyone's lives. This is so common. Everyone will deal with failures. Everyone will deal with setbacks, and that can be really tough mentally, but you have to push forward through that and look for the positives in it, look for the growth that is there, and use that setback as an advantage. The next big subject this book dives into is controlling your environment and influences. This is a huge one, and this book talks about how it's such a big one. This book teaches you that your environment, which is the people you're around, what you read, what you watch, listen to, all of your daily inputs strongly shapes who you are mentally as a person. It shapes your thinking, it shapes your habits. You have to choose influences in your life that support your goals rather than derail them. And the book talks about how out of all of the environmental influences you could have, the most important one to control is the people you are around because they will have the biggest influence on you. There's a lot of quotables that I learned from this section of the book, and even though every section is very powerful, serves a purpose, I want to learn about all of them, I think this is one of the most powerful parts of this book because I think it is so true and not a lot of people realize it. This is not something that many people talk about, but I have experienced it in my own life. You've heard of the quote, hang out with smokers and you'll become one. Hang out with drinkers and you'll become one. Hang out with troublemakers and you'll become one. Hang out with successful people and you'll become one. That is such a true statement. There is nothing far-fetched about that. So it is so important to become conscious of that and realize who you have around you in your life. And if they're not supporting your dreams or they're doing negative habits that you would not personally do, maybe some things need to change. But everyone has experienced this in their life, whether they think they have or not. Like I said, I have experienced this in real time, basically every day. If I'm listening to a certain style of music, I will notice my mind shift. I notice it with whatever type of content I'm consuming. Literally whatever is around you, what is in your environment, it's going to shape your mind. It's so much more powerful than you might think. And the final subject that this book talks about is time. Simply enough time. You have to make it work for you. Another thing that people do talk about, people tell you to use time intentionally, be wise with your time, schedule things, plan things, measure your progress, but it's something that you really need to become conscious of and choose to do. Because time is neutral. Time can either make bad habits permanent or it can make positive habits unstoppable. Another very, very important term that is talked about from the start of this book to the end of it is hypnotic rhythm. And this book talks about so much of it. It goes so in depth about it, but the simple definition of it is the law of which all habits become permanent. Obviously, the law of hypnotic rhythm and time go hand in hand. Whatever your dominating thoughts are will create habits, and with time, that will change your life. So becoming overly conscious about the element of time and how that works into your life is very, very important. And I think it is very important to value every second of time you have. And those are the main big subjects that this book talks about. Like I said, it goes so in depth into it that I need to revisit the book and learn more about it. But I wanted to get this out there because it is a genuine life-changing book, and it really makes you aware of how much time you've wasted and how much better your life could be going if simply you change your mind. At the heart of this book, it teaches you that you are in control of your mind, your thoughts, your habits, your discipline, and all of your decisions. The control of that is going to be the real source of freedom and success that you're looking for in life. This might sound ridiculous, but whatever your dominating thoughts are, the thoughts that are in the front of your mind every day, that is on your mind 24/7, that is going to shape your reality. You can literally create your reality with your thoughts. And if you think it sounds ridiculous, literally just try it for a day. Choose to be negative for a day and see how your day goes. Choose to be positive for a day and see how your day goes. And let time handle that. Do it for half a year. Do it for a year and watch how much your life changes. Your dominating thoughts will lead you to choosing the habits that lead you to the success or the goal that you are looking for in life or that you're not looking for. So this book definitely emphasizes to not dwell on negative things or negative past memories because it'll double down on that. Life is a harsh game. But that's really all I have to talk about this book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. I think it is very powerful. I haven't read many books in my life, but it's easily the best book I have listened to in my life, and I need to get a physical copy of it for sure. I'll emphasize it one more time. I highly recommend this book to everyone watching this video. It will give you a perspective on life that you need, and it will really open your eyes up to things that you need to know about. I really hope that this was able to make an impact on some of you watching this video, but I do appreciate all of you for watching this video and sticking till the end. The first video on my second channel, and yeah, it's nothing to do with music, so I do hope some of y'all from my other channel do take this serious. And this is type of content that you can expect from this channel. I'm not sure how often, but I definitely want to get stuff like this out. But once again, love all of you for watching this video, and I hope that I was able to make an impact.